Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, see, folks, sampler video series reviews I do for the while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This one's a little bit of a re-review, and we'll get into that. Trust me on that one. But until then, folks, super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you whilst I'm doing so. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to yammer on about things. It's going to be a whole thing. There might be a little bit of vitriol, you know, every now and again. Definitely going to be the case today, so get ready for it. Whilst I'm full of vitriol and all that stuff, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing that, wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when those two things coincide, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. It's kind of the case, kind of not the case. So let's get into it. First and foremost, what am I reviewing for you, folks? Well, this is a bit of an oddball one, given the time that we're doing this, because the time I'm doing this review, it is the middle of August. And yet, boom, it is Starbucks Pumpkin Spice Frappucino. Which, okay. Pumpkin Spice Frappucino in August. That's a new one. You know, we keep rolling things out early and earlier, you know, Halloween, or not Halloween, Christmas, of course, is like the big one, you know, it's kind of taken over. It's a whole thing. But this is August, and this is the fall drink. It's not going to be fall for a little while still. September, sure, absolutely, I could see it. Not August. But it was there, I found it, and I was like, screw it, let's do it. And so I was starting to do it. I was, in fact, probably about 3/4 of the way done with my review of it when I ran into a problem, and that problem was called entitlement. At the time I was doing the review, I was doing it in my work parking lot. That's what I meant to say. Because I'd gotten off work, I bought this on my lunch, specifically to review, and I was like, screw it, man, it's a beautiful day. You know what, I'll get the review out of the way before I head home. So I'm doing it, and I'm almost done, I'm getting close, and I hear from off to the side of me, are you pulling out? So I look over, and there's a guy in a car over there, you know, guy that works with me, not with me directly, but, you know, a guy who works at the same place I work, and, like, no, dude, I'm not pulling out. Well, why not? I'm not? Like, I had no answer for that, because it's like, why would that question be asked? Like, if you want to ask, hey, are you pulling out? Fair enough. But then if you want to ask the fault, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And here's the thing. You might be thinking, well, Brandon, you're being an asshole by taking up a spot and blah, 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 blah. Multiple spots. 20 feet away from me. No reason why he couldn't. Oh, well, maybe... No. This guy was just being because he's done this once before. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? The last time I gave it to him, because it was like, all right, a lot of the spots were filled and everything. I was like, all right, I guess. But no, he clearly just, I like a certain spot when I park. He clearly likes that spot too. And he was entitled and decided to be an entitled dick about it. And I'm sorry, that was just ridiculous. So anyway, let's review some from Starbucks Frappucino Pumpkin Spice. Like I said, there was a little bit of vitriol. I couldn't avoid it. It was just, I couldn't do this review in good conscience and not get that out. Let's try it out. It has a nice fragrance, as it did the first time when I started to review this. And mind you, this is a whole new bottle. I went out and bought a whole new damn thing. This time it's probably even a little bit better just because it's colder than the other one was, because the other one had been sitting in my car since my break. Like I said, pumpkin spice stuff is very divisive. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people just see it as being kind of this, you know, this whole sort of baneful thing that occurs around fall time. I personally like it. I'm not like a huge super duper fan of it, but I enjoy pumpkin spice stuff, and I've never really seen the big point of contention with it. It's, you know, I'm from the Midwest. It's kind of a thing. I mean, it's a Frappuccino with pumpkin spice. It's nice. It's creamy. It's sweet, not overly sweet. Frappuccinos were like the first thing for me as when I was younger that was like coffee adjacent that I could get into, because I've never really been a big coffee person. But as a kid, I could drink Frappuccinos, and I still remember when they first came out, and like, at least when you could get them in stores and stuff. And like, man, did I love these things. And then they'd come out with the holiday ones, and like, I love the mint ones and stuff like that. And yeah, I love the pumpkin spice ones. But, it has that coffee essence to it, but there's no bitterness. It's more of a sweet drink. It's a bit of a dessert type of thing. The pumpkin spice aspect of it, I actually like quite a bit in this one. And I almost wonder if they went over there and maybe amped it up a little bit from previous incarnations. It's hard to say, though, because for years now, whenever they've gone over there and done, like, the holiday Frappuccinos, the pumpkin spice, the peppermint ones and stuff, they've done them in plastic bottles. This is like a return to the glass bottle for those, at least as far as I can remember, which personally I'm very happy about, because glass as a drinkable container is, in my opinion, definitely way better than plastic. So maybe it's just the glass being a better container than the plastic, but the pumpkin spice aspect is like very noticeable. It actually has I would say, like, it's not even just a generic pumpkin flavor. There's an actual kind of, a little bit of a spice aspect to it. And I personally enjoy that. Call me basic if you will, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, that's a good drink. I'll say this. I'm happy it's not around all the time. Even back when I was working my gas station job, because we would do the same thing as everybody else. When, when fall would hit, we would go over there and we would switch out one of our, we had a cappuccino machine, and like we had this pre-made stuff. We would switch out one of our pre-mades for pumpkin spice stuff. And for, a couple weeks or so, it'd be nice to have as an option. I wouldn't want it all the time. I think that would be a bit much. I think it's great as a come and go type of thing. And personally, the fact that the internet and people get so, so up in their jimmies about the whole thing, I personally just find kind of fun and delightful. Because when you think about some of the things that we as a species, get up in arms about, pumpkin spice, pineapple on pizza, like, it seems stupid, and it's stupid. But there's kind of a delightful aspect to it for me. It's like, you know what? Yeah, there are bigger problems in the world for sure that we should be devoting our times to. But, like, it's kind of nice that as a species we can go over there and devote some time to just trivial bullshit. Like, just, we can just have that aspect of things. As long as you're not being, like, sincere and a dick about it. But, like that one guy who wanted the parking space that I was in. For no reason. He was being a sincere dick. And if he does it again, I'm just going to ignore him. And he can kiss my ass. Oh, it's like, I like the people I work with, too. That's the thing. Like, it's like generally get along with everybody. It's like, and that guy in particular, it's like, I've never had any issue with him before. I don't know why he's being a dick. Anyway, I'm sorry. Just threw me off so hard. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yeah and yeah. I mean, genuinely, I would. It's not going to be an everyday type of thing. It's, something you savor during the time that it's here. It's not my favorite Starbucks Frappuccino flavor, but I do like it for what it is. And out of the pumpkin spice stuff available, even if it is a bit early in the year, it is. I mean, I don't mind a Frappuccino. So, it's cool with me. As for other people, if you like pumpkin spice stuff, there's no reason not to get it. If you don't like pumpkin spice stuff, keep not liking pumpkin spice stuff and bitch about it on the internet. We can all have a little bit of fun. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest, month, stupendous rest here. Folks, you can go over there, have yourselves an absolutely fantastic, completely out-of-place holiday drink-tastic rest of your life. Because, yeah, it's August, but I got to drink a pumpkin spice thing in August. Woo! I wasn't planning on that, but it happened. All that said, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But What you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, especially when, unfortunately, we just have to deal with assholes sometimes. And people are frustrating, and they make your brain hurt, and you don't understand why, because it's so unnecessary more often than not. But it is important when we run into those situations. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing, whatever the thing is for you. That's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what I want you to do, if you do, it doesn't obviously have to be specific to my particular problem, but if you have something like that in your life where it's just stupid for the sake of stupid, you know what? Go ahead and vent. Obviously I'm using my platform a little bit inappropriately, but it's important that we go over there. As much as I try to be positive about things, as much as I, that's good. But sometimes you gotta vent, and as long as you're just getting it out there, and, because, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know what prompted the guy to take the course of action that he did. I really don't understand it. It seems very juvenile to me, personally. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not gonna, go to the guy's house and, kick down his door and be like, bah, 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 because it's like, that wouldn't be cool, but that'd be way super overreaction. But it's just important, when we are dealing with our fellow human beings, even though sometimes they're just going to be frustrating and, quite frankly, baffling. But then if you get home or something like that and you want to go over there and just be like, frazzin', just to let it out, man. That's, as long as you're not being destructive with it, there's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, bye.